Hey, Cookaholic Chef Kendra here, and today we're making tortellini and creamy pesto sauce. This recipe idea came to me from a friend, Melissa Benoist-Young, who is a terrific writer. You also check out her book, Strip Search, which you can find in a link in the description area below. Strip Search is a detective story with lots of humor. Another cool thing is that Melissa Benoist, who plays the lead character in the hit CW series Supergirl, is Jessica's sister. We're trying to convince the writers, producers, and network bigwigs to let Jessica write an episode of Supergirl, and we've started a petition which you can find a link to in the description area below. A group of us are dying to see what kinds of trouble Jessica can get Supergirl into. So I invite you all to go sign a petition. Of course, it's 100% free, but you guys can really help out. All right, guys, let's do what we do and make it happen. We have regular all-purpose flour, we have olive oil, we have eggs, we have salt, and we have water. Now we're going to get our flour in our bowl, make a little well in the middle, and get the rest of our ingredients in the center, whisking the eggs, oil, salt, and flour a little at a time until the dough forms. Super easy. Then we're going to knead this right in the bowl for about 8 minutes. The next thing we're going to do is cover with plastic wrap and rest for about 20 minutes. We're going to cut this boy into 4 pieces. Slide 3 pieces back in the plastic. We're going to use our hands to flatten the dough into about 1/2 inch in thickness. We're going to use a pastry brush to lightly brush our pasta machine with flour. Starting on the lowest setting, we're going to run our dough through the machine twice on each level until we get to the highest level. The highest level is the thinnest setting. My machine goes from 2 to 9. My machine doesn't have a 1. I don't really know what's up with that. That's just how they roll. See what I did there? Now we have our dough here, and I'm going to use this little bowl to make some cuts. Now you can use just a pastry cutter or a piece of cutter to make the cuts. This is just a little bowl I found around the house. It's 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and I'm just going to cut out my shapes. I just like to do it like this. I think it makes a better looking tortellini, but hey, it's up to you. It's your kitchen. Do what you want. Now we're going to do this on parchment paper so it won't stick. We really don't want it to stick, and parchment paper helps things and not to stick. It's a little bit pricey, but I really like parchment paper. Now we're going to sprinkle the parchment paper with flour. We're making layers. Now we're going to put our shapes on the parchment paper and make sure that we cover every layer. Ricotta cheese, we have Parmesan, we have mozzarella, we have parsley, we have a green onion or scallion, salt, and pepper. We're going to mince this green onion and we're going to mince the parsley. All right, now we're going to make a 3 cheese filling. We have ricotta. We have some fresh Parmesan cheese. We have this. This is mozzarella cheese. Let me give this a quick chop. We want it grated more than shredded. So, give it a little chop. All right, get this in there. Salt, pepper, parsley. You can use regular parsley or Italian parsley, which is flat leaf parsley. And we have some scallion, a green onion minced. And we're just gonna mix this together, and that's our filling. Of course, you can go any way you want with filling. You can add meat, different kinds of cheeses, basil, spinach, of course, that's a classic. Give this a little taste. That's good. That's what's up. Get some water around it. Take a tiny bit of filling. Pick it up, put the corners together, and make sure everything is basically glued down. I pull it up a little bit like that, fold it over this way and over this way, and squeeze those together. And that's basically it. I'm gonna put this on a lightly floured baking sheet, put them in the freezer, and I'm gonna freeze them. And then when they're all frozen, I'll put them all in the same plastic bag. Just gonna put them, now that they're frozen individually, in baggies. And I have another tray in the freezer. And I'm gonna do the same thing with that. We have extra virgin olive oil here. We have some fresh basil. We have some pine nuts. We have the undisputed king of cheeses, freshly grated Parmesan cheese. We have black pepper and salt. Our last ingredient is garlic. All right, guys. First thing we're gonna do, let's get our olive oil in here. Salt and pepper goes in. Pine nuts. And pine nuts are very mild. And this Parmesan cheese. And we're gonna get our garlic in there. It's very fragrant. Basil. Make sure you wash it. Top on. Look at that. So already, all we're gonna do now is put the top on, toss it in the refrigerator until we need it. We have heavy whipping cream. We have broccoli. And we're only using the florets here. We have pesto. We have red pepper flakes. We have the king of cheeses, Parmesan, and we have tortellini. We have some water boiling here. It's getting this rapid boil on. We have our tortellini. We're gonna drop it in the pan, and this is straight out the freezer. Look at that. Gonna get our heat turned to medium. Gonna get a non-stick pan on the stove. We have some heavy cream here. We're gonna pour it in our pan. And once this cream starts to bubble just a touch, we're gonna reduce the heat to low. And we're gonna simmer it until it starts to become thick. And what's gonna happen is a little of the moisture inside the cream is gonna evaporate. And that's why the cream will thicken up a little. This tortellini is excellent. To add the pesto, and this is fresh homemade pesto that you can certainly, as I said before, I believe, drop that jar stuff up in here. It's all good. So this is the cream and that pesto. Now we're gonna add in that freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Our red pepper flakes, just a little bit. We don't want to make this a hot dish. It's not about being hot. Stir that together. We're gonna add our tortellini that's already cooked. We're gonna mix this into the sauce like that. Look at that, guys. So good. So freaking good. Very green. Very green dish. And to finish it off, we're gonna add some broccoli florets. And that's the dish, guys. Beautiful. And it's very yummy. Grab the recipe at chefkendra.weebly.com. chefkendra's.com. You know I got you. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week. Chef Kendra is out. Peace.